This is a podcast?
Oh, yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. Come and find us. We're based in San Francisco.
If you
right
need
on.
some tips on restaurants and bars in the city, we're here for you.
Good to know. Good to know. Bitch Talk has it all.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
You got it.
Yep. Welcome to Bitch Talk. I'm your host, Erin.
And I'm co-host Ange, aka Captain Party.
And for more than 11 years, the show has celebrated underrepresented voices in pop culture and beyond.
But not in the snore kind of way, which is why our listeners and followers have graciously voted us Best of the Bay, Best Podcast on 48 Hills for 3 years in a row. Three-peat, bitches.
If you like what you hear, follow us on Instagram and check out our website, Bitch Talk Podcast, and rate us wherever you listen to podcasts.
We're begging you to judge us. When does that ever happen? Oh, you're not going to say anything?
Oh, what'd I say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, on that note, on with the show. Clink.
Hey, Bitch Talkers. We are coming to you live-ish from the red carpet of the film of the play Yellowface. I know it sounds a little backwards, I guess, but this was during CAAMFest, which we just covered. Actually, Ange covered the majority of it. Thank you, Ange. But it's the Center for Asian American Media. We've been doing this for years now. And this was a really exciting red carpet because you'll get to hear from the one and only cheekbones of Daniel Day Kim. Also, there's San Francisco native Francis Jew and actor Shannon.
Well, first, I just want to elaborate on the red carpet. We were the only ones kind of fully doing interviews on the red carpet, which was exciting. And you got to flex your publicist muscles, making sure that we got everybody that we wanted to talk to. So thank you. Good job.
You're welcome.
And just to give Yellowface some props, it's currently nominated for 3 Tony Awards, which we forgot to talk about on the red carpet because we were just too excited. We were having too much fun, and I was distracted by cheekbones.
The cheekbones.
But it's nominated for 3 Tony Awards, which is super exciting. Best revival of a play, best leading actor in a play, which Daniel Day Kim is the first Asian American to ever be nominated for that category, and best actor in a featured role in a play for Francis Jew. So it's really exciting, and Daniel Day Kim might get the Bitch Talk bump and win the Tony, and he will be the
that
first.
Would be crazy.
We need to add a Tony winner to our list, right? We have a bunch of Oscars winners.
We have David.
Oh, that's right. Okay, we need a second Tony.
Yes, we need a second Tony winner.
So that's crazy. But also, Yellowface, it's the first time an East Asian person has been portrayed on Broadway as being American, not as being a foreigner. So a lot of exciting firsts. And we're keeping our fingers crossed. So good luck to our friends
and also
at Yellowface.
Just a little note is this is dropping the day that it is going to be streaming on premiering PBS across the US. So tune in or record it, but it's fun to watch this play on a big screen or any screen, because if you couldn't make it, now you get to see it because that run was only a couple months in New York last fall. So it's fun to watch. It's a good stage play. I liked watching that.
And speaking of PBS, let's make sure that we're keeping tabs on what's happening with the funding for PBS and NPR, because they really are doing important work. Another interview that's coming up, the Grocery List Show, is a series that's also airing on PBS. And I got to interview the director and the host of that show. So PBS is doing a lot still, in spite of everything they have going against them. So you have that interview to look forward to. And I also interviewed a very local documentary. It's called Chinatown Cha-Cha, about these badass bitches in Chinatown who were running things and running burlesque shows way before that was even a popular thing, and right after the Chinese Exclusion Act, which is just like a feat in and of itself. But it's an exciting documentary and a really fun interview. So you have all that coming up. And thank you to Cam for bringing us these stories as usual. We love covering this festival. I got to watch one film in person. I didn't get to do an interview of, but it was called Because of You, A History of Kilawin Colectivo. And it's about a Filipino group in the 90s of lesbians who wanted to band together because they didn't know of a lot of Filipino lesbians at the time. So they started a colectivo means just a group, a collective. So they started a group in the 90s in New York, and two of its founding members created this documentary. So that was really fun to watch, and they were all in attendance at the Roxy, a place that we love. So yeah, just a lot of really fun things happening in the community, about the community. And this is why we do Bitch Talk. We love covering this stuff.
Yeah, and just another gentle reminder that if you live in a city or even a town, wherever you live, there's probably a film festival. And if you just Google film festival and where you live, I'm sure you'll find one. Go see something you have no idea what it's about, or read the little description and then go buy a ticket, go with a friend, go with family, whatever. We have a friend of ours that buys tickets, and he likes the shorts, and he'll just go and watch a series of shorts, and because he likes being in theater and he likes film and he doesn't know what he's seeing. So just be curious, and it's nice to get out of the house and be with other people.
And to see stories that you would never see on TV.
Correct.
Or mainstream media.
Or something you'll see, and then all of a sudden it gets picked up. And you're like, oh yeah, you'll get some street cred. I saw that 6 months ago. I knew it was going to be a winner. There it is. But yeah, go support independent film and independent storytellers. It's very important right now to do that. Your money counts towards that. You're supporting people that are doing hard work. So here's our red carpet coverage of Yellowface, and watch it on PBS tonight.
We're called Bitch Talk, so you can say whatever you want, however you want. So can you do me a favor for our audience? Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Francis Chu.
And can you tell the audience what this movie play is about?
Yellowface is a brilliant play that David Henry Hwang first started writing 20 years ago, initially as a response to the failure of his play Face Value, which was written as a response to the casting of Miss Saigon originally. And it then became a play about Donorgate, about political intrigue. So it starts off as a backstage farce, it becomes a political thriller, and eventually becomes a wonderful play about his relationship with his father, whom I play.
You're too young to play the father. Anyways, I'm going to keep going.
Thanks for saying that.
Yes, the makeup artist did wonder because
I first played David's father 18 years ago, so and if I was old enough to play him then, I'm just grateful that I'm still standing now.
Well, so I love this play because, as you mentioned, it deals with a lot of really light topics. But I love taking really tough topics and turning it into satire. And your character in particular is the heart of a lot of that laughter. So tell us about your character and what drew you to him.
David's father, Henry, was an immigrant to this country, started off as a laundryman, and became a banker. He owned the very first federally chartered Asian American owned bank in the United States. So the epitome of the American dream until he was not allowed to be part of that American dream anymore. And so the play is about who gets to tell us who we can be, how we define ourselves. His father is also a wild, colorful character, and almost everything that he says in the play is verbatim, something that Henry actually said. So at the same time that we're able to laugh at our parents and how ridiculous our relationships with our parents can be, we also get to experience how sad it is that, even our parents sometimes can't live out the dreams that they have.
There were a lot of lines that I heard you say, that something that my dad would say to me, like basically the whole hey, even if they're talking about you, it's good.
Yes, exactly. All publicity is good publicity. In this moment, all I hear is my mom in my head. I wish she were still around, but I can hear her distinctly saying, "Don't get a swelled head."
Last thing I want to ask, and then we'll wrap. You're born and raised San Francisco.
Yes.
How is it being back? And then what do you look forward to? What brings you joy when you come back to San Francisco?
My blood pressure goes so way down as soon as I get off the plane in SFO. You know, I am a San Francisco boy, born and raised, and this is home. So to be able to bring this play, which ultimately is about family, back to San Francisco, where most of my family still lives, is a dream come true. And the fact that so many Asian Americans on Broadway right now are getting acknowledged for their work for the very first time ever this is happening, feels like a real moment that I'm really happy to share with my family, because all of the work that I do is trying to speak for my family.
He's trying to make us cry. I know it.
We're not crying, Francis.
Thank you,
Get
Francis.
out of here.
My name is Daniel Dae Kim, and I play the character of David Henry Hwang, or DHH.
I have a question that's really, I think it's urgent. How important is it that public media is going to be broadcasting this across the country?
I think, given the message that the play has, it is incredibly important that it gets broadcast to as many people as possible, because it's an issue that's maybe more relevant now than it was when it was actually first produced.
Mm-hmm. I think something that I love about this play is, while it uses satire to talk about really tough topics, there's also just showing that we're human at the end of the day, and all of us have biases and things that we need to work on with ourselves. So what's something that you learned about yourself from working on this character?
I think, along the lines of what you were saying, one of the things I love about this play is that David doesn't spare himself when it comes to looking at how human we are. And he doesn't make himself a hero in the play. He makes himself someone who is very fallible. And I think that's a great lesson for us all to take away. Like, no matter how people may see you, it's important that you think of yourself as human and not above anyone.
Last question. The Gold House event last night and your homage to Bruce Lee. Talk about the fit. Talk about the whole thing.
Oh yeah, if it's an event to showcase Asian excellence, who better than Bruce Lee to pay tribute to? And I've always been a fan my whole life, and I just thought it was the right outfit for the right event.
I think Gold House should take over the Met Gala. What do you think?
I think they're, rivaling the Met Gala at this point. So, well, I don't want to go that far, but the Met Gala is a great thing to strive for, and Gold House and the Gold Gala are an event that they can be definitely proud of.
All right. Thank you so much for being on Bitch Talk.
This is a podcast?
Oh, yes, yes. Come and find us. We're based in San Francisco.
If you need some tips on restaurants and bars in the city, we're here for you.
Good to know. Good to know. Bitch Talk has it all.
Yes. Thank you.
You got it.
Yep. Hi, Shannon. We're with Bitch Talk. How are you? I'm Erin. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. We're like, come on. Shannon needs to be over here. So if you can do us a favor for our audience, introduce who you are and who you play in the play/movie. And I know there's several characters, so do whatever you want, however.
Hi, I'm Shannon Tayo. I play Leah and others in Yellowface.
Okay, as children of immigrants, first generation, we've all had this moment of reckoning where movies or characters we loved were like, oh wait, maybe that wasn't just the best version of the character that it could have been. So I want to flip that, and what is a character that finally you were like, this person represents something that feels like me or my culture?
Man, it's a great question. It's so funny. As on PBS, they were showing this movie with these two Asian American women, and I was like, are they gay together? And then I kept watching, like, they're gay, yes! And I am gay, so that's not offensive. And it was the movie Saving Face. And that was maybe one of the first... No, it was like certainly the first queer Asian American movies that I saw. And it's a beautiful movie, as is. But it was also just, hugely important in my life. I truly, saw myself differently after that movie.
That's great.
Yeah, we're done. No, just kidding.
Well, that's a lot better than mine, which was Foxy Brown mentions being Filipino in one of her raps. that wasn't. Anyway, go on.
That's as good.
This play has had many iterations. It's toured around the country, if not the world. And you're younger than some of the cast, but just wondering, of course, duh. But did you know about this play growing up, or when did it come into your atmosphere, your hemisphere?
Yeah, I knew about this play maybe in college, so circa like, I don't know, 2008-ish, something like that. Maybe I was just out of college. But yeah, it's like it's a legendary play. I mean, especially for the Asian American community, but in general, it's a pretty legendary play. So I think it's sort of, I don't know, I feel as if I have always known about it. Yeah.
And we've also kind of always lived it.
I mean, yes, that too.
So is this your first time in San Francisco? And do you need some tips? Because we're here for you. We got restaurants, bars, whatever you need.
Where were you yesterday? Because I'm leaving tomorrow. But no, this is my second time in the Bay Area. I worked at Berkeley Rep in like 2019, and I had the time of my life because I am an East Coast Asian, and I feel staunchly that this is not a weird thing to say, that West Coast Asians have it so good because it's so Asian over here. So I showed up and was just like, oh, a place for us. And it feels great here. I have been walking around and plotting my retirement, so...
You got to save up and find a commune, girl.
That's why I'm thinking about it now.
My last question is, you're going to be watching this, or at least in the theater with other people watching your performance on a stage. What does that feel like? And it's for CAAMFest, which is even more historic, more monumental. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of the act itself, the act of this play being screened at CAAMFest is amazing, like truly amazing. I'm a lowly theater actor, so this is all everyone's treating me so nice, and it's so fancy, and I love it here. But on the micro of just having my big face on a screen, it's hellish. It's a nightmare. It's a waking nightmare to sit and watch one's own fat face on a screen. You know? No, I mean, it's just like so big. But yeah, I mean, it's wonderful. And also the first time the cast and I saw it was the first time we had ever seen the show. So, you know what I mean? Like, of course we were in it, but we'd never watched it. And there were a lot of things it was a mystery why everyone was laughing. And then we would turn to each other and be like, that was funny. The whole time you did that, that was funny. Good job. You're good at your job. That was funny. Yeah.
I feel like if you're a stage actor, you kind of black out. Is that true?
On stage, you mean? Yeah, a little bit.
Well, it's like muscle memory, so you don't really...
I mean, but that's when you get in trouble, though. You have to stay... Sometimes you think, like, yes, you can just, like, run it on autopilot, and that's when you get in trouble. Yeah, that's when
That's
you go
such
up.
a good point, though. You're not used to seeing yourself on a big screen. You're used to, like, the audience is there, and I stay here. Mm-hmm. That's a fair point. Wow. You're brave. Yeah,
Well,
braver than I.
thank you.
No, you look great also, and all the outfits, and
Well, thank you.
It's really fun. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on Bitch Talk. Follow us, please. Follow us.
Hell yeah. Of course. This was lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
Thanks for joining us on today's show. You can find more information about this episode in our show notes.
If you're missing us, you can visit us at bitchtalkpodcast.com to sign up for our newsletter and buy us a cup of coffee.
Did you know we're also on the radio? You can find us at bff.fm.
And lastly, rate and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. All the cool bitches are doing it.
This podcast is a proud member of the BFF.FM podcast network. Learn more at podcasts.bff.fm.
BFF.FM, best frequencies forever.